Hey, brother. Our mother just came to our house saying that she was kicked out of her house by you and your wife. She came to me for help. Just what do you think you're doing?
Oh, hello, Matea. It's been a while since we last talked. But you don't even greet me and immediately just start giving me compliments?
It is not the time for greetings. We need to get straight to the point here. I'm asking you, what the hell do you think you're doing kicking Mom out of her own home? Mom is the owner of that house, right? Not you.
What? What are you talking about? I'm the owner of this house, not Mom. I'm the supporter of this family, so I can decide who lives here and who doesn't. And I decided that my wife could live with me, but not my mom.
What are you talking about? That house used to be Mom's parents' house, so it's only natural for her to continue living there. I don't care if you're the supporter of the family or whatever.
I'm the pillar of this house. I inherited this house from our father who passed away, and Mother is just a parasite that doesn't even have a job.
Huh? What in the world gave you that idea? That house has belonged to Mom ever since her parents passed away, not Dad, and certainly not you. Besides, what are you talking about when you say Mom's unemployed?
I mean, she quit her job when she was 46 because she was feeling ill, right? She's been a housewife ever since and never got another job. I mean, she says she does actually have a job, but she just stays in her room whenever she's not doing housework. Apparently, it's still a few years until she's able to receive her pension, but it looks like she has no intention of working, which means that she has zero income, i.e., she's unemployed. That means that she can't get by without relying on my salary, right? My wife is saying that she doesn't want to be bullied by my mom anymore as well, which means I have no choice but to kick her out.
Still, what are you thinking, suddenly kicking her out without even letting her prepare first? All she has was her phone and wallet when she got here. A lot of her stuff is still in that house, right?
If that's what you're worried about, then don't worry. Because we're going to be throwing her stuff away the next garbage day. Her stuff is just going to take up space here.
What? You can't just throw away Mom's stuff.
But actually, I can since I'm the supporter of this family. You see, I'm planning on making Mom's room my hobby room. I'm going to immediately throw away anything that I think is a nuisance.
Don't. I'll come and take her stuff.
What?
All you want is for Mom's stuff to be gone from that house, right?
Well, yeah, but...
If that's the case, then I'll come and take her stuff.
Oh, is that so? I guess that's good timing then. I have no intention in providing money for any parasite. So you take care of your mother from now on.
What? You're going to let Mom live with me from now on?
Yeah. If you've got a problem with me kicking her out, then you can take care of her yourself.
I see. So I'm going to be living with Mom from now on, huh?
You see, you scolded me for kicking Mom out, but you yourself don't want to provide for her.
Yay! I get to live with Mom now.
Huh? Why do you sound so happy about it? You do realize that you're going to have to provide for her since she's unemployed, right?
Just shut up already, Renato. I can't even bother to explain it to you anymore since you clearly aren't listening to a word I say. I'll gladly let Mom live in my house, but don't come to me later saying that you actually want Mom to live with you, all right?
Why would I say that? Who would want to provide for a parasite?
Nice. So I have your promise then. I'm not going to take it back no matter what, all right? Oh, I'll come and get Mom's stuff this afternoon, so don't mess with it, all right?
This is not how I thought you'd react, but okay. It's not my problem. Besides, why do you sound so sure that I'm going to go and ask Mom to return later on anyway? What? You think I'm going to get lonely or something? Get real. Wow. So you seriously did take all of Mom's stuff with you?
What are you talking about? You're the one who kicked her out, aren't you?
Matea? Are you in your right mind?
Huh? What do you mean by that? Of course I'm in my right mind.
I mean, you're a housewife just like your mother, right? Besides, you've got a husband, right? Did you ever get your husband's permission to let Mom live with you guys?
Yeah, I told him about the situation. He was furious when he heard what you did to our mother, and he agreed instantly.
Oh, is that so? Tell this husband of yours it's none of his business.
Oh, and by the way, I'm not a housewife. I'm still working just like I did before getting married.
What? Really? Well, never mind then. We're just happy that there's one less mouth to feed now that Mom is gone.
I'm going to ask you this again, but are you sure you're not going to say you want Mom to come back later on?
Huh? I already told you I'm not. You're the one that should be making promises not to give me back Mom later on. Don't say later on that you actually don't want her at your house because supporting her is too expensive, all right?
Of course I won't say that. There are only good things that will come if we let Mom live with us.
Huh? What do you mean only good things? You'll have to pay for her expenses because she's unemployed, you know?
I think times are going to get tough for you two now that Mom is gone, but do your best with that unemployed wife of yours, all right? Because I know that you barely make any money and Mom's salary was the main source of income in that house.
Huh? But I already told you Mom doesn't have a job. Don't tell me you actually believed her when she said she worked from home or something, did you? Don't be fooled by her, Matea. She's just playing some sort of video game on her computer. Seriously, I'm worried about you, Matea. You're not thinking straight. Matea? I just wanted to check in. Supporting Mom is more expensive than you thought it was going to be, huh?
Not really, actually. It's the other way around, really. She's the one who's been helping us a lot.
What?
Until now, my husband and I split the housework between us, but now Mom's here to help us as well. Thanks to her, I can spend more time on work. She's been a real help.
Yeah, but even if she does the housework, she's just a money-eating parasite, right?
Seriously? You're still saying that?
What's your problem? All I'm doing is telling you the truth.
Mom isn't unemployed, you know.
Huh? I already told you she's just lying when she says she has a job, Matea.
No, she's not lying. And she doesn't play video games on her computer all day either. She just works from home like me. Mom's been using her expertise to help me with my work for 5 years now.
Huh? What do you mean, Mom's expertise? What do you mean she's helping you with your work?
Sorry, but I'm actually very busy right now doing said work. So bye.
Wait, hold on. Mom seriously had a job? Hey, Matea. About this expertise of Mom's that you told me about last time, did you mean that she was an expert on housework or something? And by her job, did you mean that you paid her to do housework and now you're hiring her as your maid?
Did you forget that Mom used to work at a movie production company? My job is video editing, so she's using her experience at her time working at the movie production company to help me.
Oh, so that's what you meant. Now that you mention it, I guess Mom did used to do something like that when we were kids.
Besides, there's no way I'd treat my own mom like a maid. I hope I'm wrong, but don't tell me that ever since you and your wife moved into Mom's house when Dad died 1 year ago, you've been treating Mom like a maid and making her do all the housework, have you?
Huh? I would never do such a thing.
Maybe you would never do such a thing, but what about your wife?
You see, my wife is actually a very busy person, so she doesn't have time to do the housework.
Seriously? But isn't she unemployed? Tell me, what in the world is she busy with?
My wife is a professional influencer on social media, and she says that it's very difficult work.
I see. A professional influencer, huh? It's no use lying to me, Renato. Mom already told me everything. Anyways, I'm still working, so bye.
Matea, I can't take this anymore. This is terrible. I know I promised I wouldn't ask you, but please give me Mom back. I'll come and pick her up today.
Huh? You can't just break your promises, Renato. Didn't you say yourself that you didn't want a money-eating parasite to have to provide for?
I was wrong. Let's just pretend that promise never happened. It doesn't count because if I had known Mom had an income, I never would have kicked her out. This is you and Mom's fault for not explaining it to us sooner. That promise was unfair since you knew that I was at a disadvantage. It just doesn't count anymore, so give her back.
But Mom said that she actually did explain to you that she had a job. And I myself recall explaining it to you several times, but you never seemed to understand what I was saying.
It's not that I didn't understand, I just thought that she was lying. Come on, Matea. I didn't know working from home was a thing people did now.
Yeah, she said that you just laughed it off and called her a liar, saying that you've never seen her do work. I heard that even before you kicked her out with only her wallet and phone, you would often call her a money-eating parasite.
I mean, she really didn't look like she was doing any work.
That's what you get for being so stubborn and unwilling to accept new ideas, Renato. You deserve everything that's happening to you. Apparently, it's been really rough for Mom ever since you and your wife barged into her home, moving in before Mom could even object.
What?
Yeah, she said that your wife literally never did any housework, and she would often bully Mom into doing what she said. Apparently, she was constantly sleep-deprived for a time because she tried to do both her job and the housework.
Well, I heard from my wife that she did all the housework and Mom just stayed in her room and did nothing all day.
She does work when she's in her room. Your wife is the one that does nothing all day. Your wife probably got used to that lifestyle, right? Tell me, what's the situation inside the house right now?
That's what I was trying to tell you. Ever since Mom left the house, it's been a literal dumpster. Whenever I take a step, I stir up a cloud of dust. And the floor is so covered in garbage that you can't even see it anymore. My wife never does the laundry as well, so we've been wearing the same clothes over and over. Not only that, but the only thing in our refrigerator is beer. And all we eat is either fast food or we order takeout or lunchboxes from the convenience store.
Oh, is that so?
Please, Matea. I know you can't see me, but I'm bowing to you on my knees right now while crying.
Why the hell would that matter to me?
It's fine if she doesn't live with us anymore, but at least let her come by and clean the house once in a while. I don't know, maybe 4 times a week or something? I'm not breaking my promise and she's not going to be living with us, right? Let's make a compromise.
Yeah, except you never had the right to ask for Mom to come back in the first place, so it is not a compromise. Besides, if Mom goes to and from our houses 4 times a week, she's going to collapse from overwork. It's also very expensive to get from your house to mine.
What? Come on, you're over-exaggerating. It only takes 30 minutes by car or train to get to and from our houses.
What? Didn't I tell you already? The 3 of us moved recently. We now live halfway across the country and we would need a 2-hour plane ride to get from our house to yours.
Huh? You moved?
Yeah. I remember I told you when we were visiting Dad's grave. I said that we were going to be moving to Sicily soon since my husband was relocated at his job. Jesus, Renato, I guess you really just have 0 listening skills.
Sicily? Where in Sicily?
I won't tell you.
Why not?
Because if I tell you, you might cause us problems.
Huh? I'm your brother. You can't talk to me like that. What do you mean I'll cause problems for you anyway?
Don't you realize that you're causing us problems right now by texting us? Oh, and I don't know, maybe you'd suddenly show up at our house one day and try to take Mom with you or something.
I would never do anything of the sort. I'm your older brother, Matea. Please. Tell me where you guys live, now.
I'll consider telling you once you 2 get your shit together and you're no longer begging Mom to come back. Oh, and by the way, Mom says that...
Oh, so she's willing to come to our house to do the housework after all?
No, she said that she sold the house, so you 2 need to move out by the end of this month.
What did you just say? But I inherited this house when Dad died. She can't just sell it.
I already told you several times that that's not your house, you dumbass. That house used to belong to Mom's parents, and Mom inherited it when they passed away. Which means that she's the owner of that house, not you.
But I'm the pillar of this family. I get to decide everything that happens in this house.
Just shut up already. I don't care if you're the fucking pillar of the family. Mom is the one who owns that house. I don't need to tell you this, but Mom was also the one who paid for the land tax all this time.
Tax? You have to pay tax if you own a house?
Yes. Mom can sell that house whenever she wants to. She says that she wants you two to go clean the house before you leave, since the new owners are going to be moving in soon.
What? You're telling me we need to clean this place up? This place is a dumpster!
If you don't want to clean it yourselves, then hire a house cleaning service, but you're going to have to pay for that yourself because we certainly aren't.
What? Seriously? How much does a house cleaning service cost?
Look it up yourself. Although judging by how dirty you say the house is, then it's definitely not going to be cheap. Well then, goodbye.
Hey, wait! You're not going to at least help us clean this place?
No thanks. Why would I want to do that? Bye. They had 1 month to leave Mom's house when me and Renato had our last conversation. Renato doesn't earn a lot of money and his wife is unemployed, so they decided to not hire a house cleaning service and just do it themselves. Somehow, they managed to clean the place up as Renato managed to get his wife to help, even though she refused at first. To be honest, I was a bit proud of them, since it seemed that all they needed was a motive, then they would actually do the work. But since they were so busy cleaning up, they forgot to do the laundry, and the uniform Renato wore to work started to seriously stink. Not only that, but Renato was also frequently late or absent to work. And when he made a serious mistake at his job, his company finally had enough of him and fired him. Also, apparently they only realized that they hadn't planned on where to go after they left Mom's house on the day they had to leave. Panicking, the two of them went to the job hunting center and managed to find a job that came with housing. However, this new job of theirs paid worse than Renato's last job. And it was also the kind of place where unpaid overtime was seen as natural. Unable to gather their wits and think up a plan to improve their lives, Renato and his wife slowly spiraled into a life as miserable as one could imagine.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hi, Cicera. We haven't talked to each other since we graduated from high school, right? So this makes it 9 years, I guess. Are you still enjoying that life of poverty? Anyways, I wanted to talk to you about the wedding invitation I sent you recently. You know, the one I sent you by email since I didn't know your new address. Could you hurry up and send me your reply already? Or is it that you're worried whether you'll be able to pay for the trip to the wedding venue because you're so poor? Looks like you haven't changed, Cicera.
Long time no see, Rosa. Ah, so you're still doing that running joke of yours where you set me up as being poor and make fun of me for it.
Huh? What do you mean by running joke? But you are actually poor, right?
I've been telling you this since we were in elementary school, but my family isn't as poor as you make us out to be.
Huh? Listen up. Your family is poor and my family is rich. You see, you call someone like me who lives in a mansion and is the daughter of a CEO rich, and you call someone like you who lives in a tiny 2DK apartment poor. Do you understand that? Sure, you may be able to barely get by, but you're poor compared to me, all right?
But it doesn't make sense to judge how rich or poor someone is based on the size of the house they live in. Just because someone doesn't live in a luxurious house doesn't mean that they're poor, you know? Besides, I already told you why my family lived in a 2DK apartment instead of a house when we were kids, right?
Oh, yeah, it was something about how your father was the eldest son of his family and that he would eventually inherit his parents' house, right? There was tension between your mother and her mother-in-law, so you guys decided to live separately from her for the time being, or something?
Yes. We now live in that house, the one my father inherited after his parents passed away.
Yeah, I get it already. Even if a poor person inherits a house that belonged to a poor person, it doesn't change the fact that they're still poor. It's basically the same thing from my perspective.
So you don't actually understand, huh?
Anyways, we got off topic. I was talking about the wedding invitation I sent you by email. I need you to send me your reply as soon as possible.
Oh, you were getting married, right? I was about to contact you about that wedding invitation myself, so this was good timing.
Huh? What do you mean you were going to contact me about it? Why not just reply to my email?
You see, for some reason I got multiple wedding invitations for your wedding.
Huh?
Yeah, I received 2, one from your husband and one from you.
What? Really?
The other wedding invitation was for both me and my husband to come, but yours was just for me.
Wait, you were married?
Yeah, I just got married last year.
But you never invited me to your wedding.
Sorry, but only family was invited to our wedding ceremony.
Oh, I get it. You were too poor that you could only throw a small-scale wedding, huh? Unlike me, who's going to throw a grand wedding that's going to cost over 100,000 euros.
It wasn't really a financial decision, but...
Wait, but your last name didn't change.
It did. I just didn't tell you about it yet.
Hmm?
I'm sorry, but I'll have to delete the wedding invitation you sent me and reply to the one inviting both me and my husband instead. It would be weird if the two of us went to the wedding with separate invitations, right?
Well, I guess it can't be helped. I guess it was bad management that we accidentally sent you 2 wedding invitations. It doesn't matter, though, because you're still going to be coming to the wedding, right? It's fine as long as that's the case.
Yep, thanks for understanding. All right, I'm going to reply to this other wedding invitation inviting me and my husband instead of yours. I'll make sure to reply by the end of this week.
Yeah, all right. Hi, Cicera. Have you arrived at the wedding venue yet? I don't think you would do something like this, but don't tell me that you suddenly changed your plans, did you?
No, I haven't changed my plans. I'm currently on my way to the wedding venue.
Okay. Oh, that reminds me. We're going to be serving luxurious food, the kind you probably are too poor to eat often, at the wedding reception, but I am begging you, try not to stuff your face with it, all right? Oh, and I don't think I need to tell you this, but taking it home also isn't allowed.
You don't have to worry about that. You see, I had a mentor teach me basic manners when I was younger.
Huh? A mentor? Are you trying to show off? There's no way someone as poor as you would be able to take lessons on manners. Only people who belong to the upper class like me receive lessons on manners. Just imagining you at such a place makes me laugh.
I already told you this multiple times. My family isn't as poor as you're making us out to be.
Yeah, you're poor compared to me at least. By the way, you're probably worried about the wedding gift that you're going to have to give us, right? This is a wedding thrown by rich people after all. But since I'm not just rich, but kind as well, I'll let you give me only 1 cent as a wedding gift.
Huh?
I'm not so selfish as to make a poor person pay me money. I really won't mind even if you give me only 1 cent. You see, my husband is also extremely rich, which means that this is kind of a celebrity marriage. Most of the other people here are also from the upper class, so we're just going to receive the wedding gift money from them instead.
I see, but I really don't mind giving you a regular-sized wedding gift.
No need to act all proud, Cicera. It's not your fault that you and your husband are poor after all. Anyways, the wedding ceremony today is probably going to be so luxurious that you probably have never even dreamed of anything like it before. But don't get all snotty when you get here just because you're jealous of my money, all right? Just try not to look like a complete idiot.
I arrived at the wedding venue's parking lot, so I'll talk to you later.
Oh, so you finally arrived? Look forward to the wedding reception, all right? I've got a surprise for you.
Hi, Rosa. Can we talk right now? It's about me and my husband's seat at the wedding reception. What's the meaning of this placement?
Oh, you finally noticed. It's a pretty hilarious seating plan, don't you think?
It's not just that you didn't prepare seats for us, but it says that we're supposed to stand by the walls. Is this some kind of a joke? How did you even convince the wedding planners to let you do this?
How I convinced them to do this is none of your business. You see, I thought it would be embarrassing for you two if I didn't give you positions at the wedding reception befitting of a poor person. Oh, don't worry about the food, though. We're going to give you the same food as everyone else. You see, I was thinking at first to only give you guys some chips and beer I was going to buy at the convenience store, since you were only going to give me 1 cent as a wedding gift after all. But I changed my mind since I thought that it wouldn't be good, since that might ruin the wedding reception's atmosphere. The other guests would feel uncomfortable if these two weirdos were standing in the corner eating chips after all, which means I'll be kind enough and just make you guys stand by the walls.
First of all, I don't want you to be misunderstood, so I'll have you know that we're going to give you a standard-sized wedding gift.
Huh? But how did you get that much money?
We are not so poor as to not be able to prepare even that much money.
Oh, is that so?
Rosa, I honestly don't care that much that you placed us like this, but does your groom know about this seating placement of yours? Because I don't think that he's going to be as uninterested in this as I am.
Huh? Why do you ask? I'm the one who invited you guys, so it's my freedom as to how I place you guys at the wedding reception, right? My groom has nothing to do with this.
What are you talking about? What do you mean that you're the one who invited us? But didn't I already tell you that I got 2 invitations and that I would be replying to the one that invited both me and my husband? Don't tell me, but do you seriously not know who invited us? It was your groom that invited me and your husband.
What? Oh, that's right.
What do you mean, that's right? Did you not see the guest list? You looked at the guest list and then came up with this seating placement, right?
What? Oh, I guess it did say something like that on the guest list.
It looks like you weren't listening to me either when I told you that I would delete the wedding invitation I received from you and reply to the one your husband sent us instead. If this was just me involved, I wouldn't even bother making a commotion out of this and just go home already. But this is just going a bit too far. Actually, I think this is going way too far.
What in the world are you talking about? What, do you think my groom is going to get mad about this or something? Why would he get mad? You guys are just some random colleagues of his that he probably just invited as a courtesy.
Do you seriously not know the relationship between your groom and me and my husband? We're not just some random colleagues.
What? But I thought that you guys just worked at the same company, right? You guys were in the category of colleagues.
Well, yeah, I guess we are his colleagues, but it's really more than that. First of all, I'm the CEO of the company your groom works at as a senior executive manager.
What? You're the CEO? That doesn't make any sense.
You see, my great-grandfather was the one who founded this company. I inherited it 1 year ago, and I'm currently its 4th CEO. My husband, by the way, is the company's vice president.
Huh? No way. You've got to be kidding right now. But the company my husband works at is one of the largest in its field. There's no way someone as poor as you is actually the great-granddaughter of its founder and also the current CEO. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, your father was just a regular employee, right? Why would a CEO be living in a tiny 2DK apartment like that anyways?
No. My father was already the CEO when we used to live near each other. Like I already said, just because someone doesn't live in a luxurious house doesn't mean that they're poor.
What?
I already told you, we only lived in that 2DK apartment since my father was about to inherit his parents' house, and we were planning on moving there soon.
You didn't tell me anything about this.
I think I did. Several times, actually. Even your parents knew about this. Whatever I said to you, you kept calling me poor for some reason, so eventually I just got tired of explaining it to you. Besides, I didn't like how you kept boasting about your parents' job, since it felt like you were making fun of people who worked in different fields.
Huh? What even is that?
Oh, and there's one more thing I need to tell you.
What is it?
Did you know that my company is the largest trading partner of your father's company?
What? Really?
I seriously don't know how you've been able to live your life until now not knowing any of this, when both your father and your groom have ties with our company. Actually, I guess it isn't that surprising, though. Knowing you, you probably just ignored what everyone else told you so that you could continue living in the reality you made up in your head. Anyways, I heard that you managed to make our seating arrangements like this by lying to the planners this morning, right before the wedding ceremony started, about who we actually were, and basically forced them to change the seating arrangements that were already decided as we were your groom's guests.
Yeah, but don't you think it's only natural to assume that someone is poor if they live in a tiny 2DK apartment like that?
Not if that person told you several times that that wasn't actually the case. You messed up big time, Rosa. For your groom, my husband and I are his superiors as the CEO and vice president of the company he works at. And as for your father, we are the heads of his company's most important trading partners. And you insulted us like this by making us stand by the walls because you refused to believe what I told you. Not that this would be okay even if we were actually poor.
What?
Well, that's it from me. I was able to find out your intentions behind this seating arrangement you came up with, so I think I'll leave it to your groom and parents now, because I, for one, am honestly just glad that I have an excuse to go home.
What?
Me and my husband are guests of your groom, so they're probably going to check the seats of your groom's guests first.
Wait, what?
Well then, me and my husband are going to go home now.
No, why are you going to go home? But if you go home now, this is just going to make what I did look even worse.
But I heard that your groom is already talking about canceling the wedding ceremony.
He's going to cancel it?
Goodbye then.
Wait, don't go! Cicera, what am I going to do about this? My marriage with my fiancé was canceled, and my parents got so furious with me that they basically cut ties with me and kicked me out of their house. Not only that, but they're making me pay for a bunch of stuff, including an alimony and the wedding ceremony's cancellation fees, and apparently I have to pay a total of over 100,000 euros. I'm the daughter of a CEO, but now I have to get a job? I didn't even do anything wrong. It was just a simple misunderstanding. I didn't know you and your husband were the CEO and the vice CEO of my husband's company. I get why everyone's mad at me, but don't you think that canceling the marriage over a simple misunderstanding is going a bit too far? I don't think that this is something serious enough for my parents to cut ties with me like that either. Besides, this is kind of your fault anyways. The only reason I thought that you were poor in the first place was because your family lived in a tiny 2DK apartment. You're partly responsible for this mess, so I think that you have a duty to help me out now, you know? Cicera? Hey, Cicera! Reply to my texts!
I was eating lunch when Rosa suddenly sent me this wall of text, and I couldn't stand all the notifications, so I eventually just blocked her account. She doesn't know my current address, so I'm not worried about her trying to come to our house and do anything crazy. But I am worried that she might attempt to break into our office and make a scene, since not only was I there, but her ex-fiancé, the senior executive manager, was also. We were half expecting her to barge in at any moment, and it looks like my guess was correct. Of course, we already expected this to happen, so as soon as she tried to barge in, some of the staff pretended to welcome her and led her to the meeting room, giving her some tea and snacks as a distraction. Behind her back, though, we contacted her parents. Rosa jumped in shock when she saw her parents enter the meeting room, and she was taken away before she could even realize what was happening. Apparently, she was sent to work at a construction company famous for turning even the most wretched of society's degenerates into upstanding citizens. She now does grueling work, which is also the first kind of work she's ever done in her life, under the constant watch of her superiors, working day and night to pay off the over 100,000 euros of money she owes.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.